Rebecca Lobo's past Sophie Cunningham dirty player debate take resurfaces. Women's basketball icon Rebecca Lobo has had an opinion about whether Sophie Cunningham is a dirty player for over 6 years. Injured Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham has become one of the most polarizing players in all of women's basketball during this 2025 WNBA season. Cunningham entered a new echelon of stardom once she joined the Fever, largely because of her relationship with global superstar Caitlin Clark. While these two have a great friendship off the court, a part of Cunningham's infamy stems from the way she protected Clark, if that's what one wants to call it. On the court during the Fever's June 17 game against the Connecticut Sun, Clark was being guarded tightly by J.C. Sheldon in that game. Sheldon then poked Clark in the eye, which sparked a brief shoving match between them. Then, Sun player Marina Mabrey came up and shoved Clark to the ground as a means of protecting Sheldon. 1 quarter later, Sheldon was driving to the basket when Cunningham grabbed her by the neck and threw her to the ground. This sparked a brawl that ended with both Cunningham and Sheldon getting ejected. While Cunningham was praised by many for acting as Clark's enforcer and retaliator in the aftermath of this, many called her out for endangering Sheldon and saying that her actions made her a dirty player. Rebecca Lobo's past stance on Sophie Cunningham turns heads. Rebecca Lobo is a voice of reason within women's basketball. Her insight and analysis are taken as gospel by many, and a stance she shared about Cunningham from way back in 2019, when Cunningham was still playing college ball at Missouri, has since resurfaced in a September 1 article from Tanya Ganguly of the New York Times. Ganguly's article, which was all about Cunningham's rise to superstardom this season, quoted Lobo saying, "She's physical, she's aggressive, and she's annoying." While Lobo meant this all in a purely basketball sense, it's still enough to raise eyebrows. However, Lobo's full quote, which is from the 2019 article from The State, from which Ganguly pulled that excerpt, paints a more complete picture. She's physical, and she's aggressive, and she's annoying. But none of those things are dirty, Lobo said of Cunningham in the State article from Greg Haldy in January 2019. And I think when you have dirty players sometimes you see players who flail on every rebound, they flail on every shot, they make contact with a lot of players, or somebody's going in for a layup, and they foul them really hard where they could really injure them. Cunningham's style stems from competitiveness and aggressiveness. I don't think she crosses that line, Lobo added. Lobo's comments from 2019 echo what many believe about Cunningham today. While this doesn't necessarily mean Lobo feels the same way about Cunningham now as she did in 2019, these comments still speak volumes.